It is not uncommon in Wisconsin to see neighbors helping neighbors. A woman in Oregon said her food pantry doesn't just help others in need, it helps mend her heart. Jamie Perez shows us how.
We always wanted to help people, we just weren't quite sure how.
It turns out Ellie Gibson and her fiance Dylan didn't need to journey far to find that answer. It was sitting right outside.
Especially right now during this pandemic, money flow for some people is inexistent, and food is hard for people, and it's very hard for people to ask for help, honestly. I've been there myself.
They decided to give back, setting free food on the curb outside of their Oregon home. Dylan was raised by a single mom and saw the insecurities of single parents struggling. Ellie faced her own food insecurities after her first husband died 10 years ago.
My kids lost their father to a tragic tree cutting accident, and I was a single parent. And that's when things really started to unravel.
Ellie found it almost impossible to make it to food pantries at the end of her workday to provide food for her kids.
Normal food pantries are open from like 9 to 11 and 4 to 6. Well, with that being said, I worked 8 to 5. And to get off work at 5 and go to a food pantry and come home and take care of my kids, there's not enough time in that extra hour to provide food for the kids.
Dylan helped Ellie get back on her feet after her husband's death. Together, they found the food boxes emptied almost every night. So eventually, they set up their own free food pantry. But shortly after they started this journey together last July, Dylan took his own life.
He was a loving person, never saw mean or angry bone in his body. So for us to be able to keep continuing on with what Dylan wanted here and my kids helping, it just helps us feel good inside.
Ellie was left to carry on what they created together. Giving up wasn't an option.
It helps me cope because through all the tragedies of my life, I do tend to get nervous Nelly. So this keeps me occupied. I'll come out here and situate and organize and check expiration dates. It takes away from me sitting and having nervous energy to helping others.
Open early mornings and late nights to provide for working parents who can't make it in time for normal food pantry hours. She's now helped hundreds of families. A small gesture of love that's showing Ellie and others that no one takes this journey through life alone.
If somebody's having a bad day or if they're having a food insecurity, we can help fill that stress so maybe their day isn't so bad.
For News 3 Now, I'm Jamie Perez.
Now, Ellie does take donations from the community to keep her pantry going. And if you'd like to donate, we have that information on how to do so at channel3000.com.